welcome to the show. I'm Becky Meehan, reporting live from Westminster. We are just a few seconds away from the European opening bell, so let's bring you all the latest headlines.
Good morning from Europe. I'm Rebecca Meehan in London.
And good afternoon from Asia. I'm Maura Fogarty.
GM's European unit Opel escapes bankruptcy thanks to a last-minute deal that Germany did with Magna.
When the markets get up and trading again today, it will be sort of the first proper day back, if you like, so worth watching to see if that positive sentiment continues. Speculation that UK Finance Minister Alistair Darling could be on his way out in a possible cabinet reshuffle continues to swirl. Now, this comes as reports emerge that Home Secretary Jackie Smith, who was implicated in the expenses scandal, will step down at the next cabinet shake-up.
Regulation is the other big issue which we're broaching at the moment. I mean, the Conservative Party have always traditionally cast themselves as a business-friendly party, and yet the public are really calling for more regulation, tighter regulation, to stop these kinds of bank collapses happening again. How do you tread that fine line?
I think what the public want, what the country needs, is better regulation.
Of course, we had Hazel Blears quitting yesterday, which caused another headache, to say the least, for Gordon Brown. A picture of her on the front page of the Times today, and this is what she was wearing yesterday as she headed back to her constituency, having decided to quit the government. She's wearing a little brooch, which apparently her husband bought for her, which says on it, it's enlarged, and it says on it, "Rocking the boat." Thanks very much, Stefan. Well, it was a really extraordinary day, wasn't it, yesterday, here in London too. Just to recap what happened, we saw the FTSE 100 pushing right back up over that 4,000 level once again. After a week of declines last week, we saw a really positive start, about 9.8% higher, almost 10% higher, 372 points.
You're right, we have seen some of these individual retailers coming out with some pretty dreadful figures, and the likes of Woolworths going into administration.
Let's break the markets down now by region, starting here in the UK, where we will have a quick check on what's going on the FTSE 100. We're seeing some declines. The FTSE's down by, just about 25 points or so. That's 0.6%. A few gainers, a few decliners to pay a bit of attention to. Yeah, they do seem to be quite upbeat, don't they? And the earnings were pretty good. I mean, Compass Group is the world's largest caterer, of course, so they've got big exposure to food price inflation. That was the big story we were talking about in relation to this company for the past several periods.
This story will be developing all through the day. We'll have a bit more later on. But for now, Jeff, back to you.
Really what's driving the currency markets today is inflation data here in the UK. That's driving the price of the pound against the dollar higher today, and that's really the story that's dominating those currency markets here in Europe. I'll be back later with some more of those market stories, but for now, Matt, back to you. Thanks, Deirdre. And it's the European tobacco industry that's cropping up once again in the headlines here in Europe. Now, today, Imperial Tobacco has agreed to buy Spain's Altadis. That deal's worth over $17 billion. Glaxo now stands pretty much in the middle of the pack in terms of those European and those US big pharma companies. So potentially another buying opportunity there. Carol, back to you.